Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are we're back on Friday nights, people. We're back, baby. We got the watches live. I'm really excited to be here and have you guys here. Coriander, of course, Sarah, JT, and Steven in the house. Man, first of all, I just want to say I missed hanging out with you guys on Friday nights, and this is so cool to have you guys here. Thanks for joining the panel. Can't wait to get into this.
No, me too, man. Yeah. Fearsome Five's back, baby.
Fearsome
Five, baby.
Fearsome Five, man.
Merchandise coming soon.
Wait a minute, what?
Sarah and I talked at the same time. Go ahead, Sarah.
You're just saying Fearsome 5 is back, and I said it's apt. We're doing Halloween 5.
That's a good one.
There you go.
It's true. It's so true. Oh, man. Well, look, you guys in the chat, thank you for being here. A blanket hello to all of you guys. We see you, and we're grateful for you guys to be here. We got Ben in the house. What's up, Ben? Ginger Ninja. Again, always showing so much love all the way from Australia. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Lamar's in the house. What is up, Lamar? And look at this. Lamar has joined the channel membership. That's what I'm talking about.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you getting back with us. Thank you. Yeah, really helps us out. And, we got a lot of cool stuff that we got planned even tonight. So very cool. Very, very cool. Zeducation, what's going on? We got Scott in the house. What's up, Scott?
Nice.
Lars is here. Welcome, saying good evening. My man Eric. He said Halloween 5. Yeesh. Godspeed tonight, my friends. There you go.
Wow.
You gotta love it. Zeducation saying night, love you. Oh yeah, the 78 poster. Yeah, you gotta love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We got Tiffany in the house saying made it just in time. Awesome.
Hey,
Glad
Tiffany.
to have you here. Thank you for being here. We got Andrew in the house saying hello everyone. I'm new to the channel, but I've been a huge fan of the Halloween franchise my entire life. Well, you are in the right place.
Yeah.
You definitely are. Thank you for being here. We appreciate that, and welcome to the community. I'm sure you'll find everyone in the chat very kind and cool. Awesome. And we got Mary here. What's up, Mary? Saying I'm excited for this one.
Hey.
We are too.
Hey, Mary.
Yeah. Very cool. And we got Ben also coming in with a super chat, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Ben. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Saying good evening, Night in the Watch Zone team. Kudos to you guys for being able to offer up material that masterfully balances quality with quantity. I'm never let down. Side note, cuckoo is cray cray. Nice. Well, hey, first of all, thank you so much. That's very kind of
Really,
you
you guys. Yeah, night works so hard. I see it almost every single day. So, yeah. And he does work on it every single day. We're just not, together every single day. But I'm just saying, he works really hard. So when y'all say stuff like that, it means a lot. Because,
it does. It really, really does. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's very kind of you, Ben. Seriously. Well, look, I'm sorry, Stephen, were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say, yeah, man. You deserve it. You deserve that. That for sure, man.
Oh, well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You too, man. You work really hard too. JT. I mean, people that go live, man, it's a challenge because you've got to do a lot of setup. You got to do a lot of prep. And even after you're done live, you still have work. You still have work.
Off to the next one. What are we going to do next?
Yep. That's right.
That's right.
I always said, live, I think it's harder. It's more hard work than videos. Because videos, you can pace yourself, what you're going to talk about, edit. But live, anything can happen, man.
Yeah.
Anything.
No safety net.
No.
Nope.
Yep. That's right. Well, look, Ben, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's do a quick clip for you just to thank you. And hey, sometimes, Stephen, you think that the people that you're talking to have this big master plan, but maybe they don't. And it could sound like this.
Well, gentlemen, are you feeling comfortable? I do not like to have my guests ill at ease.
What do you want?
I want nothing.
Nothing.
That's right, nothing.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. You never know. You never know.
Well,
Thank you so much, Ben.
Knight, I have to say, with it being a $10 super chat, one could make a case it deserves 2 clips. And the reason I say that, you could. And the reason I say that is because when you invited me and all of us to join you tonight in Coriander for the Great Halloween 5 debate, it was 3 words from me. It was, I'll be there.
Oh, man.
Just straight up, I'll be there.
Wow.
I'm just saying, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I know Coriander's gonna roll the eyes. Here we go.
Thank you, Coriander.
Yeah, look at this, right?
There it is. Oh yeah.
All right.
Plot twist. That was actually cocaine. It was a hell of a drug back in the 80s, 70s, and
80s. Yes. Oh my God. Hey, look. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Ginger Ninja, 18 months as a channel member. Wow, man. Just crazy.
Awesome.
Ginger Ninja, so cool, so supportive, not just of this channel, but so many in our community. And I can't thank you enough for it, man. I really can't. Thank you so much for your friendship as well. And definitely looking forward to the next time we get a chance to talk and get to hang out on a panel too, man. So thank you so much. All right. Hey, Gene. We got Gene in the chat. All right. We got Nicholas. We got a whole bunch of people in here. Listen, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. We would definitely appreciate that. It helps us out. Tiffany liked that one. There you go. Good. Awesome. I'm glad you guys can get a good laugh. That's what we love doing, is hanging out and having fun. So tonight we are going to be grading Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. We're going to do this by 10 categories. And they're going to be random categories by the spin of a wheel. We're going to grade each category 1 to 5, 1 being bad and 5 being the best. We can use 0.5s in that score. So we could do a 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. And then those scores will be tallied up to give this film a total score. And each film that we've done in this series, and that's how we will eventually rank the Halloween franchise. And I'm telling you guys right now, there's a lot of surprises that I've already seen as far as where some films may fall. And the best part is once we reveal the franchise, we will have some giveaways, most notably our good friend, our brother here, JT, with an amazing, you tell the people what it is, JT. We're not going to put the picture up, but just give them a tease of what it is.
It is an icon that we all know, and especially the year is like, yeah, he's great. He's not he don't talk much like at all. But if he did, I would think he'd be like Stuart, like, look what I can do, and he'll stab somebody. That's where my head goes. But you'll like it. Somebody already won one, a bigger version. So there's a hint. I don't know if she's in the chat, Mayanne, but that's all I'm gonna say. It is Halloween related. That's all I'm gonna say. Or you just follow my Instagram.
Yeah, that's true too.
Studio, and you might see it.
Good point. All right. Well, look, when we reveal the ranking, we're going to have giveaways. That's going to be our big giveaway. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to do that once we get through all the films. And we're about halfway through, I believe. This will be our halfway point. So anyways, here are the categories. Let's bring them up to show you guys what we're going to be scoring. We're going to be scoring directing, the mask, sound design, the characters in the film, cinematography, the atmosphere, mythology, the kills. We're going to have a talking point of the worst scene. We're going to have a talking point of the best scene in the film. We're going to also have a category for the final girl, Michael Myers himself, the story, and also the it factor. Okay. So the random wheel will pick 10 of those categories that we're going to score. And that's how we're going to do it. And hey, we got Turtle Dove in the chat. What's up? Saying, hey now. Hey, what's up? Okay. Good to have you here. Very cool. Very, very cool. Randy as well. Welcome to all of you guys. We appreciate you guys being here. Okay. Let's get ready to do this thing. Let's bring up the wheel. And then that's how we're going to randomly pick our 10 categories. Okay, so let's bring this up. There he is. You know I had to have him in the middle. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. Hey, Jeff, what's up? Good to have you in the chat too.
He looks like he's going to cry. Like
he does, doesn't he?
He would never. Michael Myers would never cry in a movie.
Wait a minute. We're talking about Halloween 5.
It was allergies.
Right?
Was it?
In the attic, it was dusty.
Yeah,
it was allergies.
Dusty, exactly. I think so.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he actually did. And you know, Don Shanks, and we're fans of Don Shanks, but yeah, there were some things that were kind of rough for him in this film. It really was.
That was. That was just a poor decision. That's all I'm going to say about that.
That was a very poor decision. I absolutely agree. No doubt. So let's do this. So Sarah, we're going to spin for you first, and you'll start off the talking point. So let's go. Let's see what we get. All right.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Oh, it just went over.
Yeah,
okay. So we've got the directing. So Sarah, tell us what you thought of the directing effort of Halloween 5 and then giving us a score from 1 to 5.
I mean, I liked it. So here's the thing. I know we don't do the thing where we compare to others, but I will say when I watch 5, it's usually because I do a double feature of 4 and 5. I don't tend to just decide to watch 5 on its own.
Okay.
And like between the two, they just kind of seem seamless. Like I don't really have any issues with the directing. It's one of these movies where there's nothing that stands out to me as like really bad, but also there's nothing that I'm like, that was a great choice either. I kind of fall like somewhere in the middle with it. We can say some weird choices were made, but we don't really know if that comes down to the writing or the directing. Like I'm saying, like nothing really stands out as being a negative, but it's also not the greatest. So it sounds like I'm kind of riding the fence here, but it just like it's fine. Like it's I just think it's fine. So out of 5, I'd probably give it like a 3.5.
Okay.
3.5.
Okay, a 3.5. Okay, I'm going to put that down. All right, very, very cool. Coriander, how about you? What would you give the directing?
So that like Sarah was saying, there's it had good moments, and I can think of like a bad moment that is definitely all the director, and that's when Michael was in the car and he hit the tree, right? And Shanks almost died, right? He got hurt in that scene, and the director, right? He forgot to say cut or whatever the hell it is. That's like huge when you're dealing with someone's life. It's like, dude, are you an amateur or what? Who the hell was the director of this one?
Dominique Girard.
Yeah.
Who? Exactly.
Dominique
who?
Girard.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know who. So, I don't know. With directing, I'm going to give it a 2.5, man.
Okay.
Boo.
2.5. All right. All right. Steven, how about you? What do you think about the directing in the film, and what would you give a score?
Well, I mean, when you hear the backstories, it's like if you include, I guess, like she's like Coriander mentioned, he forgets to yell cut, and then you have Danielle Harris almost getting injured in that laundry chute or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you factor that in, it will lower the score for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're asking me to rank it just on what I see on
Mm-hmm.
screen only, is what I'm going to try to do. And I think that he did a decent job. I mean, he was associate director on Halloween Kills, which is one of
Mm-hmm.
my favorites. So, of course, that was that was a long bit time gap between these two movies.
Right.
But anyway, I don't, some of the choices I don't like. I don't like the clown music with the cops and the squeaky shoes.
I know.
I just don't get it. I don't understand it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think overall, I'm gonna say he's an average director for this. I'm gonna with Sarah. Like there, wasn't anything that I thought was particularly bad in as far as the movie. Some of the choices I didn't like, and he is a co-writer, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that makes me want to put a lower score again, but we're not ranking the writing right now. So I'm
Right.
gonna say I'm gonna give him a 3
A 3.
for
Okay.
directing,
All right.
and
Okay.
that's just based on what I see on screen.
Okay. All right. JT, how about you?
Okay, so I was never a fan of this film. I'm just gonna put that out there. But when you start reading and listening to interviews about the dude,
Mm-hmm.
for one, you can definitely see it. Like the original script, he threw it in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
He watched all of Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, all in one weekend to try to piece together Michael. That's a bad movie, and you could see it in this film. There are some good shots in it that I like, but overall, for me, I just don't feel it. I think I like to see the original script, but we're talking about directing. But there's not the bad outweighs the good in shots, so I have to give him a 2.
Okay, we're gonna go with a 2. Okay. For me, I think, and you guys all made good points. I think there were some good moments in the film, but I also think there were some really subpar moments where if he were more up to the task, I think could have gone over better. Injuries and all that type of stuff as well. I just think there was a lot going on, and he might have been a little overwhelmed. With what to do and how to keep things running smooth. That being said, and when we watch this film, and we've done this a couple times, and Stephen, when we've done Halloween Fest and Halloween Fest 2, I think there's some great stuff in it. If you just watch it and just kind of take it as, like Sarah said, a continuation from 4, seeing Loomis and what his character goes through. I mean, a lot of it makes sense when you see a through line from 78 on out. So I still have fun with this film, even though there are some things I'm not a big fan on. So I would say for directing, I would also go with a 3.
Mm-hmm.
I will go with a 3. Okay. All right. And in the chat, we've got a couple folks throwing in their scores. Now, we can't get to every score, but we will. If anyone is a second level tier member or higher, we actually will take your score and put it into our tally. So if you would like to become part of the scoring committee here, you can upgrade, if you're already a member, to the second tier, and we will make sure to put your score down and actually have it part of the final tally. Okay. And we got Jeff's in the chat. What's up, Jeff? We got Retro. Catherine is here saying, hey, all, I'm late again. Oh, we're glad you're here, though. Glad you made it. Seriously, that's awesome. We got Scott saying 2 for the directing. Weird decisions. Wasn't as well executed as it could have been. Yeah, good point. Yep. And Ben, I agree with you. Man in Black, homage to Giallo films. Yes. I was really interested to see where that was going to go with the Man in Black. It didn't really go the way it didn't go the way we thought it would, but that's okay. That's
because that's
right.
what's like. That's what you really want to know. What script did he throw away?
Yeah.
That's the movie that I want to see because I guarantee it was completely different.
I know, right? I'm just like, what? I mean, again, don't get me wrong. There's some good stuff in it.
Oh yeah, there's some good there's some good shots in it. For me, there's definitely there's a T-shirt of one shot. Yeah,
Yes.
you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. I do. All right. So look, let's do this. That's true, Scott. Only one man in black. His name is Johnny Cash. That's right.
There you go.
Got it. Very true.
And he walked the line.
He did walk the line. He had
That's
to.
right.
All right. Coriander, we're going to start with you next. When we spin the wheel, let's see what we get. All right. Ooh. Oh, man. I wanted to see what you were going to say for the other one. All right. The sound design. So the music in the film, and it can include any music, but obviously with Halloween, we know what we're talking about. So what did you think of the music in the film, and what would you give a score for it?
Oh man, unfortunately, I can't remember the music in this damn movie. So
I mean, we do have the theme, so that was in it.
yeah, okay. All right. So with that being said, I guess I'll give it a 3 because I really can't say much. So
okay. All right. Steven, how about you?
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it either. I thought there was, they did use the theme in some good spots, which was nice. And but it's hard for me to forgive the clown shoes and the little clown noise.
Oh my God, that's right, with the cops.
Yes, the cops.
Oh man, that was so dumb.
It's so rough. I mean, they do it not only when they're walking out of Rachel's house, but when they're in the car at the farm, and so they walk up to him and you hear the clown music behind them. Then I was like, okay, dude. So
it's almost like they were trying to copy Last House on the Left, right? With those goofy cops in that movie.
Ooh, that's a good good parallel. I didn't even think of that.
Exactly. So yeah, I didn't have a problem with the score, or the music or anything like that, but the clown noises for me just unforgivable. So I'm dropping it down to, I'm gonna give it a 2 for sound design.
Okay. All right. JT, how about you?
Yeah, I think the clown music's gonna kill it. But when you go to the theme,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's like when you get the theme, I like it when they try to make their own theme, like trying to keep the original John Carpenter, but trying to make it your own. I always give, composers points for that. So don't do the regular theme. Like it's a different movie, do your thing. So that being said, it don't have, man, you gotta have Fear of the Reaper, but it don't have it. So I'll probably give it a 2.5. The sound.
Okay, 2.5. Okay. All right. Sarah, how about you?
I'm pretty much aligned with Coriander in the fact that it is so not memorable to me. Like I didn't even remember the clown sound until you guys started talking about it.
Exactly.
I do like that they use the theme. I get what JT is saying about make it original, but I do like hearing it in every movie, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I do too.
Yeah, nothing off the top of my head stood out as horrible to me, but it just wasn't memorable. I can think of plenty of movies where I'm like, wow, the sound design, the score, the music is great, and this just unfortunately doesn't stand out. So a 3.
A 3. Okay. All right. For me, again, I agree with you guys. There were definitely some moments. I talked ad nauseum about the clown moment, how crazy that was, and why do that? Not only did they have the music, but those cops are really dumb, man. They had that moment there when they were checking the house, and then they had that moment there at the party. And it's like, man, these guys are extra dumb. You know what I'm saying? Which is too bad, because in Halloween, usually we had a police presence that was at least decent, and somewhat intelligent. So it really irks me that they took that away in this film. You know what I'm saying? They do use the theme. They have a couple of good moments of some tension and stuff like that. But overall, when I look at everything, I probably have to also go with I'll go with a 2.5 on this. I'll go with 2.5. Okay. All right. And real quick too in the chat, that just to catch up to you guys, we can't get to everyone, but Scott saying he would give it a 3.5, not one of the best, but the score was solid. Okay. We got Alan in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. All right. Hope you're doing well. He said a 0.5. Well, we can't go lower than a 1. We got 1 to 5. Gosh. Oh man. And we got Lars saying clown cops were kind of funny. They were kind of funny, but it just no place for it in Halloween, for me. The way they did it. Like, you can have some fun moments, but they were just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, they were.
Yeah, they really, really were. Also, just to remind you guys before we go to our next category, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support the channel and also gets the stream out to some other folks that might enjoy the conversation. And also, if you are new here, if you'd like to join our channel membership and help support the channel and have decent, really nice perks and hanging out with us for watch parties, exclusive content, and all those different types of things, just hit the join button next to the subscribe button. And we also have some really cool perks that we're going to have with this series as we continue it, heading towards the end, which will be the reveal of the franchise, the ranking of it based upon these scores. So, okay, all right. And Sarah, if you could put the link in for the channel membership, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. I don't think we have anyone else in the chat that can do that. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next category. And Steven, we're going to be spinning the wheel for you.
Okay.
And here we go. Let's see what category we have next. Oh, go, 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 go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Woo. Boy, it dodged a bullet. Did you see what it was almost on?
I did. The mask. I thought I was going to stop there.
Ooh, boy. I'm telling you. All right. So the it factor. So the it factor, just to explain this, is basically how much fun you have with the film, how much it entertains you, how rewatchable it is, those types of things. So, Stephen, with that being said, what would you say about the it factor for Halloween 5, and what's the score you want to give it?
Well, maybe it's because, I was, I was a kid, whenever it came out. What year did this come out? This was 89.
89.
89. Yeah. So, yeah, I was a teenager. And, the funny thing is, as much as I'm unhappy with so many aspects of this movie and some of the writing choices, which we'll get into maybe if we get to writing or story, but it's funny. I mean, I watched it again today, just to have it super fresh, and I have to say, I actually enjoyed watching the movie. Like when I got, I think some of it's nostalgia a little bit, and from when I originally saw it, but and night, with these Halloween fests we've done, it's watching it. I'm like, this Thorn trilogy. Well, the four is outstanding on its own, but considering 4 through 6 as a trilogy, it's not as bad as, or maybe it's just growing on me more. Maybe that's it, because 5 and 6. I mean, we're not talking about 6, but I can actually find enjoyment now in watching those. So I'm going to say the rewatchability for me is fairly high, believe it or not. So
Okay.
I may be in the minority on this one, but for the it factor, I'm actually going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
3.5. Okay, we got you down for 3.5, man.
All right.
JT, how about you? What do you think about the it factor? Basically meaning just in general, when you watch the movie, can you have fun with it? Is it entertaining? And all that type of stuff, rewatchable, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, this is the one. It's like I gotta watch 4 to watch this one.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, I'm doing a marathon, and really, when I watch this one, I'm usually on a computer, and I'll pay attention to my favorite parts of the film.
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, I'm toning it out, just tuning it out. So for the it factor for me, I'd give it a 3 because there's a couple of scenes that I actually stop when I'm doing to watch it, and that means something,
Okay.
But majority of the time, my face is on a computer until we get to like 6, Halloween 6. Then I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Sarah, how about you?
Yeah, this one's tough because if I think of it as like I'm watching 4 and 5 together, my score is higher, but I have to think of it as a standalone movie.
Yeah.
And I think it loses something if you don't watch it like right after 4, honestly. It does have some fun moments for sure. It's probably a 3. Yeah, a 3.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll put you down for a 3. Coriander, how about you?
It factor is like a strong word to me.
Well, it
And
just
is this?
basically, when you're watching it, how entertaining is it to you? How
Yeah,
rewatchable is it? Do you have any fun with it? Do you not have fun with it? And then just trying to give that a score 1 to 5.
I get it. I mean, this movie's okay. Do I watch it all the time? Like, no. Do I think of it to put it on at any time? No. So, just based on that, I'm going to go 2.5.
Okay. All right. For me, and Sarah, you made a good point. A lot of people will double feature this with 4. And of course, it makes sense because it follows after the events of 4 very closely, just like 2 follows 78 very closely. But even separating it from that, and with all the different elements, and especially Stephen, you said something too, how it seems like it's grown on you. And I remember when we did Halloween Fest 2 last October, we kind of talked about that a little bit. And I think for me, I enjoyed it so much as a kid, and then I went through a period where I enjoyed other ones more. But in recent years, I've kind of come to see some of the things that I did like about this. I say that to say that this isn't one that I rewatch a lot, but when I do watch it, there's some fun in it, and especially a lot of moments with Loomis, things that they're doing with Michael, not so much the mask, you know what I'm saying? But so there's some fun things in there. So I think I would go with a 3 for the it factor. I would go with a 3.
I'll say one thing, Knight, real quick.
Yeah.
What I love too, and in rewatching it today, I was really honed in on it, and it was crazy how many times Michael is out in the open.
Yes.
He's like literally right
He's
there
hanging
behind a
out.
tree. He's just hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this one shot where it was Rachel and Tina were upstairs in Jamie's room, and the camera looks out and Michael's looking up at the window, and then it stays on Michael, and he like moves behind the tree. The knife is still, you can still see the knife in the stainless steel blade.
That's right.
And I'm like, oh man, he's everywhere in this movie though. Like so many times he's creeping, he's stalking. And so I like that. And I think some of the newer Halloweens, we kind of missed some of that of stalking mode. We didn't get, in other words, like, not again, I know we're not talking about the new stuff, but I mean, I guess I'm just saying, I really appreciated the fact that he was in that stalker cat and mouse kind of mode for a lot of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. And we talked about that quite a bit.
I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you, man. And look, guys, real quick, we got, and Hollywood Guy's in the chat too. What's up, Hollywood Guy? Glad to have you here as well. But we got Ben, who just upgraded to the Movie Fanatics.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. So thank you so much. So Ben, we actually will add your score to this official tally for tonight. So when we go through these categories, let us know what your score is, and I'm actually going to have it down with us. So you're basically another panelist. Again, if you are at the second tier or higher, and we will calculate your scores in with us. And all you have to do is just go to the Movie Fanatics level, which is the second tier. So if anyone else would like to do that and also have your scores count with us, please just hit the join button. You can upgrade. And I believe it's that easy. We were talking about that the other night, although we had some folks that had some issue. I think Hollywood Guy had some issue with it. I don't know if you figured that out yet, but we appreciate it, Ben. Thank you so much, man. Seriously. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Okay. And Ben is saying for the it factor, he's saying he's going with a 3. Okay. Very cool. So we're going to put that down officially for you, Ben. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the support, man. It really means a lot. It really, really does. Okay. Very cool. Sarah said, nice, Ben. We appreciate that. All right. And let me just catch up to the chat. He's saying he might revisit this tonight. All right. Very cool. All right. And Sarah's got the link in the live chat. You can click the link. And again, going to our Movie Fanatics level, which is our second tier, it really helps us out, guys. It really helps us to do special streams, all the scheduling that we try to put together. And obviously for all these folks that join us, including you guys, part of the Fearsome Five, it's a real challenge, but we try to keep to a schedule every single week, multiple streams. So if you'd like to help support us, if you enjoy the content here, I would strongly urge you to do that. And it also it just means a lot for us. It really does. Okay.
And I might add, regarding the Fearsome Five, merchandise coming soon.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. No doubt. All right. So we've got the it factor down. JT, we're going to spin for you. You'll be starting us off.
JT.
So let's
come on, give me the mask.
Let's see what we get.
Oh, JT, be gentle.
Give me the mask.
Wow.
Ah, okay.
Ooh, okay. Mythology. The mythology. Okay. So the mythology, we're talking about how the story is crafted, for Michael, how he operates, obviously that includes Loomis as well, what they do in this movie and how it kind of piggybacks to what they originally were intended for their mythology. So on a scale of 1 to 5, JT, what do you think this movie did for mythology, and what's the score that you want to give it?
This to me, this movie wasn't scary. I mean, Michael really wasn't scary in this film. I didn't feel like he was Michael. They did a lot of changes with this. I think what saved this movie for me and kept that mythology was Loomis. I think if Loomis wasn't in this film, there wouldn't be no myth. It'd be just to me a guy just wearing a Michael Myers mask and killing. Yeah, he stopped a little bit, but not like he used to. It's like this movie, because it's the 5th one, it's like all the 5th movies in every franchise really took a turn. So I didn't feel like this was like a Halloween film, like you did the first one, the second one. I mean, going from the 4th one, it didn't feel anything like the 4th one. It's just like it felt like weird. So for me, because of Loomis, he's in it. That's going to bump it up. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay, we're going for a 3. Okay, Sarah, how about you?
Sorry, I'm just writing you about technical things in the chat here, and I can't do
Yeah.
2 things at once because that's my brain.
Well, actually, let me just say something
Oh.
about that, because we had Zeducation that was saying that I tried to upgrade, but only have my cell phone. Haven't been able to. I think with iPhones, in Zeducation, you can let us know if you have an iPhone, but I think with iPhones you can't.
Yeah, iPhones are iffy, even sometimes
Yeah.
with the join button.
Right.
I have a Samsung, I have an Android. You're
Oh,
able
yeah.
to upgrade your tier, but if you want to switch to a lower tier, you will have to use a desktop. So I think for iPhones, you might just have to use a desktop.
Yeah,
Desktop
Yeah.
or
iPhones,
laptop.
because I got an iPhone. They always get updates last. Always.
Yeah.
Yep. iPhones knock you out, which is really
Mhm.
doesn't make any sense to me. I mean,
No.
YouTube's owned by Google, for gosh sakes.
Yeah.
You mean they're not short of cash. So you would think they could figure this thing out with
Yeah.
iPhones.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have iPhones out there. Like, it's a
That's
big
right.
Yeah.
name. Like
Mhm.
iPhone.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Zeducation, if you get the chance to go to your desktop or to a laptop, you should be able to do it, and that'll allow you to also join us with the scoring for the rest of this series, which again we're about
Yeah.
halfway through, and also with our giveaways, you'd automatically be entered into that. So, if you have any more questions about it, please let us know, and we'll try to help out as much as we can. It's a bummer, though. It's a bummer that iPhones are kind of a sticking point.
I'm hoping
All
that
right.
maybe Zed's got a laptop nearby, maybe at work or home or
That would be
computer
great.
Or if
that
you got a
he can pick
tablet.
up on.
Or a
Yeah, I've never
tablet.
tried with a tablet, but probably.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can with a tablet. I have before.
There you go.
So, yep. All
Yeah.
right. Well, Sarah, how about you with Mythology?
So this is going to be a low score for me, unfortunately.
Okay.
This is like the movie where it shifts, kind of like JT was saying, and it goes in a direction I don't like. I am not in the group of people that like the supernatural. Michael, I don't like Cult of Thorn, and I think this is the first time you see he's got the little mark
Yep.
on him, and it's where it like all begins, and like this is a shift that I am not here for.
Mhm.
I like the family aspect. I don't like the way it was executed. It just, yeah, the mythology in this movie is just not for me. I don't think it does anything to further Michael as a character. I think it just hurts him.
Mhm.
So I'll probably say like a 1.5.
Okay. All right.
Like, yeah, I do not like the supernatural aspect of him. I like that he is just like a man. Like that, to me, that's scarier.
Mhm.
And this was like the beginning of it. So yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of low for me.
All right. Okay. Coriander, how about you?
I mean, the next movie is ridiculous. Okay.
Well, we're just talking about this one, though. Come
I
on.
know. But like Sarah was saying, this movie is letting you know that something ridiculous is coming forth. And I just, yeah, I hate it too. I'm going to give it a 1.
Wow.
Wow.
That's the worst score you could give it. Okay.
Hell yeah. If I could give it
Wow.
even a 0, I would.
Okay. All right. All right. Steven, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, this unfortunately is the first of 2 times in the franchise that they've tried to explain Michael's power. It starts with the Thorn trilogy, then we get Rob Zombie and seeing him as a kid and his backstory and all this. So for me, wow, here's the thing. when I watch these movies together as a trilogy, I kind of compartmentalize them as their own movies, right? Like the Gordon Greens connect to one. You know what I'm saying? We have connections. So I don't like that it leads, like Coriander said, where we know where it goes in the next movie. But again, I don't like the explanation factor. I like the mystery of Michael. So, we know there's something in him. There's some evil that gives him strength, but we don't know what it is. So I'm going to say, for me, mythology, I'm not going to go that low, but I'll go I'll go 2. I'll go 2. Yeah. And that's Loomis primarily. But
well, yeah, and
Loomis,
that's another part of it as well. Yeah.
That's if he was not there, it would probably be a lot lower for me. Yeah.
I don't think there would have been a film. I don't think they would have made it.
No, not at all. Well, they knew they knew that they had to have him as a big part of it. That's why he really was a big part of it. Maybe even more so than 4, because I think in 4 you had Rachel that took up some of that screen time as well. But in this one, you really connect with Loomis a lot more because Jamie's mute for like the first 45 minutes.
Or
something like that.
That's right.
So, but for me, when I think of mythology, those things I just said included, but also as far as the cult aspect, like when I saw this as a kid, and I'm only talking about this film, I didn't know where they were going to go with it. Now, the link between Jamie and Michael, that started to kind of get a little interesting, as far as like when they had the little talk and the tear and all that. That to me is much more of a talking point than the idea of the cult. Because when I saw the thorn symbol on him as a kid and as a teenager, I didn't know where they were going to go with it. I didn't know that they were going to have him as a heavy for the cult and all that type of stuff in the cult facility. So I'm not going to look at it that way. I'm looking at pretty much what I just see in this film. I would say the thing that brings it down for me a little bit is how they depicted Jamie and that psychic connection. I think that went a little too far. I think, they could have alluded to things and it would have been fine, but they really went there. And that's the part that really sticks for me. So I'm going to go with a 2.5. I'm going to go with a 2.5.
Yeah, because you thought she was going to be the killer because how 4 ended.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then they're like, no, we're not doing that.
Exactly. But and to your point, JT, they were doing all the psychic stuff. And I was thinking, well, is she going to change or something? Like she's like moving when Michael moves. And it was just, they alluded to that at the end of 4 when he was shot up. But they didn't go over the line. In this movie, they started to really go over the line. And of course, now looking back, we know where they were going with it. But at the time, it was just weird. It's like, what are you guys doing? Oh man.
Well,
I'll tell you what, man. I got a little trivia for you. You know why Michael Myers does not have a backstory?
Why is
Donald Pleasance. The 2 reasons he did Halloween 78 because he had 6 daughters. And he told John Carpenter Michael should not have any remorse, no sympathy, no backstory. Not even Loomis has a backstory. His story is going after Michael. So he had a scene that he actually called his wife, and he told John Carpenter, take it out.
Huh.
So it's like if you all know Joe Bob Briggs, watch his Halloween Hootenanny. He got some inside stuff for y'all that I didn't even like. What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Wow. All right, I didn't know that, man. All right, in the chat, hey, we got DJ's in the house. What's up, DJ?
DJ.
All right. We got Jeff going with 2. Lars saying, I've got an iPhone too. I guess I won't bother to try. Well, it might work. It might. I do know that
if you go through Safari, try to go through Safari because that's the browser. See if that works that way. Like log in.
It might work for you, Lars. So if you'd like to try, let us know if it works, and then we can take your score as well. But it's really weird because I've heard many people say they can't. I've heard a couple of people say that they could use an iPhone, which is really weird. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We got Ben coming in saying Mythology is a 2, just because I don't really feel there was any necessary innovation to the source material. Okay, so we've got you down for 2, Ben, officially. Very cool. Thank you so much. Melissa's in the chat. What's up? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. And I just want to make sure I catch up to everyone here. Okay. Yeah, Loomis is the best character. That is very true. Very true. Okay. Let's go to our next category, our 5th category. I'll be starting this one off. Let's see if it can still stay away from.
Oh.
Woo! Woo, boy. It's staying alive. It's staying alive. All right, characters. Okay, so for the characters, obviously, we're talking about all of the characters. And hold on, let me just. Ben was saying he upgraded with his MacBook Air. Wow.
Oh, okay.
So that works. Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, because see, I got a MacBook Pro, so it's just an iPhone thing, man. You know how we got QA, like post, you can do a QA kind of quiz.
Yeah.
I mean, it took iPhone forever for them to put that on the iPhones for your YouTube channel. It's like,
yeah, that's crazy. Well, again, Ben, thank you for doing that, and thank you for jumping up to the Movie Fanatics tier. And again, we're having your score entered here for the official score tonight. So it's basically like you're on the panel with us, but we appreciate the support, seriously. And also real quick too, in the chat, we got Jeff coming in with a super chat, $5 super chat, saying it's always good. Always have a good time with this great comedian, Michael. Oh, Community.
He corrected it down below.
He corrected it.
Community.
Okay. All right. I was like, what? All right.
There it is.
that mask is a joke, bruh.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you so thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate the support, man. Let's do a clip for you. This is a deep cut for those who used to hang out with us on our weekend frenzies, Stephen, a long time ago. Sometimes you just feel like playing an instrument and just seeing who's going to dance around, and it looks like this.
Fear the owl.
You gotta fear the owl. Look at that.
Marilyn Monroe up there.
Yep. My sis, look.
Got him! Got him! Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
All right. Oh my God. Oh, you gotta love it.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, Jeff. Thank you so much for the super chat. Super chats. We appreciate it, man. It really helps us out. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. And hey, we got Elm Street in the chat. What's up? Saying just signing on. Halloween 5 is one of my favorites. All right.
All right.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we're doing our scores for it. We're seeing how this all pans out, category by category. Yes, stage fright, Ben. Absolutely. It's stage fright, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And Jeff enjoyed it. Good. Awesome stuff. So for characters, when we talk about all the characters in the film, I think there's some good characters, and I think there's some characters that aren't so great. I don't think overall the characters are as strong as 4. That's evident. The biggest problem I had was the fact of how they killed Rachel so quick in the film. I mean, she was only in like 5 minutes of the movie. It's crazy. It's like, you don't do that to Ellie Cornell. You don't do that. She was amazing in 4. But something that also was important, not only was she amazing in the previous film, but she had great chemistry with Danielle Harris.
Yep. Very much.
Like, you don't always see that type of thing with, an older actor and a younger actor or a child actor. And they had great chemistry. You believed their relationship. and the caring that they had for each other. And they took that away. And even in the film, even after Rachel gets killed unceremoniously, they kind of dumbed her down too. Like she wasn't as smart as she was in 4, you know? And I just that really irritates the crap out of me. You know, no shade to Tina. She has her moments and she really cared for Jamie and she you know did the sacrifice, but she's not Rachel. And you know, no disrespect to Wendy Kaplan. I love her, but Loomis really holds this thing up, and Danielle obviously once she's not mute anymore. So I would say for characters, I would give this one a 2. I'm gonna go with a 2.
Yeah, Mustafa, he regretted killing Rachel later.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
regretted doing it.
I can't believe that they thought that was a good idea, especially if you're bringing back Jamie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if for some reason they didn't follow, you know, Danielle's character, or if she wasn't the, you know, the lead, like somehow if they wrote her out of it as the story, you know, was an early part of the movie, then I can understand it. But she was in the whole movie, so it's like, how do you take away something that was so important to her character as Rachel was? So, but yeah, I'm going with it too. How about you, Sarah?
Yeah, it's hard because they brought 3 really strong characters into the movie and then made really weird decisions with them.
Yes.
Like Jamie Lloyd, excellent in 4. What happened in 5? Like, I don't like any of the choices they made with her. I don't like her being mute. I don't like her having a weird psychic connection. Rachel was probably the best character in the movie, and yeah, we saw like 5 minutes of her. Like, that was a bad decision. And like Loomis does carry it, but I will say this is like the beginning of unhinged Loomis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like really starting to unravel. And like I wish he didn't so much. So it's like they had so much potential because they brought in the great characters and then they like messed them up. So because of that, I'd probably give it overall like a 2.
Okay, we got a 2. All right, Coriander, how about you?
You know, yeah, who's a fan of how they killed off Rachel and the way they did it? You know, Tina was just she was annoying. She had her moments where it was like, oh my God, bitch, just die already. And I mean, Jamie being mute, I don't know, you know, like Sarah, why I don't get it, why they did that. Sure, trauma. I get you have trauma, but I mean, I don't know. I just think I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know how to feel about that. And I mean, Loomis, I mean, what can you say about it? He's been going after Michael now for how long? You know, and he's just trying to get answers out of Jamie. It's like, snap out of it, you know? So,
what do you do with that?
you know, yeah. So, I guess for me, I'm going to give it, I guess a 2.
Okay, we got a 2. All right. Steven, how about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree with what's been said already, pretty much. You know, Loomis, I actually liked seeing him just kind of devolve in front of our eyes, and I mean, I know, you know, you want to come and get her. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. But he was so obsessed now with Michael, like he always was, but now his obsession is consuming him.
Yes.
And it's changing him, which is interesting, actually, I think, in a little bit. But the other characters, I mean, you know, the guy who had the sports car, and the blonde girl, and the blonde dude from the farm, and I do love Rachel, and of course, even though it was, as we all said, way too short. Tina, I think Tina was. I actually liked Tina. I think she was, you know, I think that, and you could tell in some of those moments where, like, whenever Jamie was begging her not to leave, She's like, Tina, please, no. She's like, don't worry, I'll come. Yeah, I'll come back and sleep with you tonight. Remember all that?
Yeah.
And she's walking down the hall, the stairwell, and Loomis is like, please stay the night. And she's like hiding her face because she's, crying, but she doesn't want to show her emotion because she wants to bury it. I think she was, believe it or not, I think she was a much more complex character than we'll ever know. I think they could have a lot of layers there they could have shown, but they didn't. But I still liked her, and Loomis carried it. But I'm gonna say for me, I'm probably a 2. I want to say a 2.5, but I think I'm gonna go 2.
Okay.
If Rachel had been in it longer, it would have been higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. JT, how about you?
Well, when I see Unhinged Loomis and Jamie, it's like that movie. It's like, I'm tired of this grandpa. That's too damn bad. That's how Loomis is. But I liked it because it's like when I look at him and he's going unhinged, it's like, I'm doing this again. This is happening again. And I cannot let this because I'm not at the age like I once was. So a big part of me with this movie is Loomis. I mean, I'd fast forward some of the, when I'm not, nose deep in a computer to, the few Loomis iconic in the woods talk with Michael and Michael appears. That's like old Halloween right there,
Right.
And then but Tina, she's kind of goofy, but it's like, watch the kid, dude. You lost your best friend. He's out there. So that's like, and what everybody's saying, Danielle or Jamie being mute, like that kind of got on my nerves. So all in all, I agree with it too.
Okay. All right. We've got a 2. Okay. Real quick, 2 in the chat. We got Rachel in the chat. What's up, Rachel? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, you did a great job in this movie, Rachel. We've been bragging on you all night.
There you go. And hey, we got Val in the chat too. What's up, Val? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Val also is one of our movie fanatics and higher level people. She's saying characters of 3.5. Crazy Loomis is what saves this movie. Jamie being able to carry this movie with barely speaking are the only saving graces in this movie as far as characters go. So, Val, we appreciate you obviously being here tonight, and we're actually going to count your score officially. So we're going to put you down as obviously Val is actually she's in the sci-fi star level. So thank you very much, Val. We appreciate that. Rachel and Ben, you guys also can have your scores count. So I want to make sure that I put you guys down. Looks like Ben is coming in with his score, and he's saying the characters are a 3. So Ben, we're going to put you down for a 3 officially. Very cool. Thank you so much for joining in with us here. And Rachel, you can also score as well. Let's see who else. And hey, we got Lars who joined in.
Movie fanatic level too, Night.
Very cool.
His iPhone worked through Safari, so there you go, everybody.
There you
go. Remember that. Go through Safari.
We cracked the code.
We did live, and there's been so many other people. Hollywood guy, that's how you have to do it. Sarah, can we put that down somewhere, like in our thread, and like mail it to me or something? No, I'm just joking. Because we've had that happen. I can think of at least 5 times that's happened easily.
Yeah, easily.
And it's really frustrating for folks. But Lars, thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate it. And it definitely helps us out. So now we can take your score as well. So let us know what your score is for characters, and we will put you down officially. And Val, thank you so much for welcoming Lars to the Watchers fam at the Movie Fanatic level. All right. And also letting us know how you did it. That's awesome. The iPhone working through Safari. Awesome stuff, man. Thank you.
Am I the only one? But when you say Ben, do you want to sing the Jackson 5 song?
No, I know the song, but
okay, it's just me then. But every time you say Ben, it's like
yep, that's right. All right.
I'm getting tired.
Hey, and Charlie Brown, what's up? Lars is coming in with a 2.5 for the characters. Okay, so we're gonna put you down officially for 2.5. Rachel saying 2.5 for characters. Loomis unhinged, Tina fun, but overall not the greatest. All right. So Rachel, we're gonna put you down officially for 2.5 as well. Okay. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys joining in and helping to support us and also giving us your scores. All right. Val, she said, I already wrote it down for Hollywood Guy. Thank you so much. Seriously. And if Hollywood Guy is in here, let us know. Let us know. Okay. Also, we got Elm Street coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate your support. Saying $20 super chat. Thank you. Saying I watched an interview with actress Megan Good, who spoke about her love for horror, mentioned how Danielle Harris deserved an Oscar for her acting performance in Halloween. I totally feel the same. You know, I think we've said this many times, when you're a child actor and you have a film that really centers on you, that's a lot of pressure. It really is.
Yep.
And I just think that she did a hell of a job, you know? I mean, especially with what they allowed her to do in 4, because she wasn't mute, you know? I just think that she did a great job, and I enjoyed her performance when I was a kid, and I enjoy it now, decades later. You know, she's just amazing in that role, and I'm really glad that she became a part of the franchise. We needed someone to come into the franchise and put some energy in there because of the fact that we didn't have Jamie Lee Curtis, and I think Danielle Harris did a good job. Well, you know, of course, with Ellie Cornell, and of course, Loomis is the heart of everything, but Danielle, that story is focused on her, you know. So good point, Elm Street. Very much so. Thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate you. Let's do a clip. And here's one that sometimes you just never know what to expect from people. And it might look like this.
More teens are having luck, finding summer jobs.
Là, tu t'es fait mal.
Oh, putain. Whoa.
That's what happens to everybody who's trying to run in a horror movie. You will slip and you will fall.
Always.
Always.
Oh man, it looks so painful.
He bounced.
He did bounce. You could hear it. Don't.
Air went right out.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Man. Elm Street, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate that. It helps us out so much. And Laura said, pat me on the back. There you go. Val also working in the chat. Thank you so much. Has the link for JT's channel. We also have it in the link in the description, and also for Steven's channel as well. Make sure you guys go to their channels and subscribe to them. Give them some support and love. They deserve it so very much. And thank you, Val, for doing that.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Okay. And thank you. Val's got Steven's link as well. So make sure you guys do that. Okay, guys. Well, let's go to our 6th category. We're going for our 6th category. We're going to see if we can still survive the mask category. Sarah, you
come on. Mask.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I like this. Now, let me just say something. This has been very interesting because throughout these streams for each Halloween film, again, the wheel is random. So there's been, I think, at least one of the films we've already done that did not have Michael Myers as a category. It just wasn't picked. So this is interesting. When we talk about Michael Myers, Sarah, we just talk about how he's depicted in this film. You know, how he operates, his motivations, you know, his kills, his look, all of those things in total. So what would you say are your thoughts on Michael in this film?
Unfortunately, it is going to be low. It's kind of tied in with the mythology. Like,
okay,
I don't like him in this. Like he's floating down the river and a man rescues him, right? And like he let this man live for far too long for Michael. Like it just
entire year.
From the jump, it's like something's a little off. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is. It's just a little bit of everything is just slightly off. He does get points because I do like the stalking. We talked about it earlier. It's like classic Michael.
Yeah.
But like dragging the bodies to like a shrine, like it's not Michael, right? Michael's a slash and go kind of guy.
Yeah, Jason always did that.
Yeah, like
You
it's
know?
just
no. Do you mean like setting them up like dolls type of thing?
Well, like he moved Rachel, right? Like
Yeah,
Michael
in that
doesn't
room in
do
the attic.
that. Like
Well, he
kills
did it in
somebody.
78 though. He set those
I
up for Jamie
guess.
Lee Curtis. He did do that.
Yeah, but I guess there just seems to be more theatrics in this, and I don't think of Michael as being like theatrical, right?
Okay.
So it's gonna be like 2 for me.
Okay. All right. So we've got a 2 down for Sarah. Okay. Coriander, how about you? What did you think of Michael in this film, obviously portrayed by Don Shanks?
I mean, I feel bad for Don Shanks, you know, because it is the worst Michael. It's a shitty mask. I know we're not talking about that.
Right.
We're just talking about Michael. Oh man. The only thing that I think is really cool about this Michael is the fact that Don is Native American. That is pretty sweet.
He's the only one.
Yeah. So that for me is giving him a little bit of high marks, Michael, because yeah, he's representing, even though you don't know that, but people who do know. So I mean, the kills were all right. He had a couple good ones. I don't know, you know, I'm gonna give him a 3.
Okay. All right. We got a 3.
Jeff called him an Uber driver, and it makes me giggle.
There he was. That's a good one.
He was an angry Uber driver, man, gripping the steering wheel. Like,
he wasn't playing around.
That is my favorite scene.
But it is a creepy scene, though.
It's like, ooh, dude, it's like we never seen Michael that mad.
Yeah,
you know, and it's in the eyes, and him gripping just those two things. He's like, oh, dude, that kind of scares me.
that's a good point. I do think that was a pretty cool scene. Steven, how about you for Michael?
Yeah, so I'll start right there. I mean, I think that arguably that was maybe the most intense scene of Michael in the whole movie was in the car. And when she's like, you know, I said stop, gosh darn it, or whatever she says. And he hits the brakes and like throws it in reverse like he's on a racetrack and then stops. And then he just looks, like JT was saying, he just turns his head and looks at her like, oh.
Yeah, when she kissed him. Yeah.
Gripping. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Wow. That was creepy, man. Seriously, like he could have unleashed on on her. But anyway, back to the overall for the movie. I know what you're saying, man. You know, look, Don Shanks was our Michael, right? He was in the costume. He played what he was given, right? And I think what's important that we remember that, you know, he played the script and the direction he received, and so it wasn't his fault for the mask, which I know is a separate category. But just talking about him, I was missing some of those signature vicious kills, man. Like in 4 when he stabs Kelly, I think her name was, in the stomach and nails her to the wall with a shotgun. Like that's dude. I was looking for those kind of kills. You know, we had some, and those were. You know, there. I'll give you another thing. Another good scene for me for Michael was in the barn at the party.
Yes, that was a good scene.
That was really good, guys. He was a lot of. You see him and then you don't see him, and you hear him and then he's not there, and that was real that was a real creepy thing. Anyway, so I'm gonna probably put him in more of an average rating. I'm gonna say Michael's a 2.5.
Okay, 2.5. Okay, we got you down. JT, how about you?
So this Michael is probably the most human Michael in the whole franchise. All right, because if you put it that way, the tear, right?
Yeah,
we never seen it, and I always thought that was the last bit of human Michael had in him, and he snapped. He put his mask on, but also with Loomis when he's talking to Michael and he's looking up when Loomis, like, you got to think this is almost like a father figure to Michael, because he could have killed Loomis. He did.
Oh yeah,
he could have finished it. He didn't. He threw him off of the stairs. And that's what makes it weird for me. It's like when it comes to Michael, it's different. I don't like it, but I like it. I don't know if they was going that direction, but when I was younger, that's what I thought. It's like, oh, he's not human anymore. This is out. Just like, but the car, the barn, but it's still not really Michael. You know, Don did the best he could. And, you know, Steven said, you know, you're given a script and you got to do the best you can with direction and everything. So that being said, I'd give him a 2.5.
Okay, a 2.5.
Yeah.
All right. For me, you know, you guys all made good points. JT, that was a really good point too about, you know, the human part of him leaving, and you know, when he was standing there with Loomis. I think that was actually a really good scene. And again, when you're under that mask, and we know all these actors that have portrayed Michael, and in my opinion, a lot of them have done a great job. There are a couple that I weren't too big on, but Don Shanks isn't one of those that I wasn't big on. I think he had some great moments like that scene, because you felt the hesitation, you felt the thought process or whatever was going on, because you're right, he could have killed Loomis easily. So there were good moments like that. The barn scene, you know, there were some good moments there. We had some stalking and all of that. Plus, one of my favorite scenes of all is when he's chasing Jamie and she goes down the laundry chute and all of that. I love that scene. I remember when I first saw that as a kid, and he has to be Michael for that to work. You know, granted, Danielle had a lot to do with that too, because she's just screaming her ass off and you believe this little girl, you know. But all of that being said, I think that there were some ups and downs, but I'm gonna go with a 2.5. And I think, you know, again, Don did what he was asked to do.
Yeah.
I think there were some things that didn't work so well, but there was definitely some glimpses of you know, great Michael moments. And I think he tried to do the best he could do. And you know, he got injured in the I mean, this guy, probably more than any other actor that played Michael, I feel the worst for him, you know, because again, he just had a lot of things surrounding him and his performance that didn't help him necessarily. And that's too bad. That's just too bad. Okay.
Way too bad.
Way too bad.
Well, that's like the beginning of the movie, like Sarah said. It supposed to have been a younger guy, but they said, oh, Michael's more evil if the man's older. And that doesn't matter. You know what this has in common with Ends, right?
What's that?
Is when, you know, you got Michael in Halloween Ends, Corey Cunningham's holding him, and then he stabs him. Michael don't do that. Like, he ain't going to stay with a guy for a year before he kills him. So there's two things these movies share that Michael just doesn't do.
Yeah, that's true too. Good point.
It's like, show me. I'm like, oh, okay. Here. I was really hoping like he was, I know we're not talking about Ends, but you thought he was going to stab him in the face. And he didn't.
Well, you know him and Corey.
Michael Jones, you know, folks.
Dude, Michael was on the back of his motorcycle to go out to the doctor's house.
No,
they were buddies, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but after he stabbed him, we seen his old face.
Wow.
That's just like you don't want to see from Michael. Moving on.
Okay, real quick, let me catch up with these guys. Ben is saying Michael is a 3 here. All right, Ben, we're going to put you down officially for a 3. Val saying The Shape 2. There's no crying by The Shape in Halloween movies.
Yeah.
When he shed the tear, just a big nope for me. Okay, so Val, we're going to put you down officially for a 2. Let me just catch up with these guys. And Rachel, I'm not sure if you put in a score, but you can. Laura is saying, can I go 1.75? No, we can only go by 0.5s. So if you want to go 1.5, you could do that. Or if you want to go with a 2. So let me know as soon as you can. Let me see. And I don't see Rachel's score in here. So if you guys happen to see Rachel's score, let me know. Because she's also able to score in here, but I don't see. Mary saying she gives a 2. No offense to Don, didn't care for him or the way he moved as Michael. Okay, all right. Let's see. Oh no, she did score
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
Okay, all righty. Thank you, Rachel. We will put you down for a 1.5. Okay, very cool. And I think I'm all caught up. And let's see if Lars has a new score. Troy's coming in with a 1.5. Let's see. And Lars, we'll wait for your new score. All right. And Super Tenor's in the chat. What's up, Super Tenor? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. Okay. Let's go to our next category. Coriander, you'll be starting off this one. Let's see what we get. This will be our 7th category. 7 out of 10. Ooh. All right, story.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, story. So obviously we talked about the story for Halloween 5 only. What did you think of this story? How it all came together, Coriander, and what's the score?
I mean, it kind of almost ties in with like the mythology, you know. I don't feel like repeating myself. So I mean, it's not the best story, that's for damn sure. I'm gonna give it a.
You mean him going after Jamie and at first her being mute, or do you mean as far as not the best story?
Like the whole thing.
Okay.
From start to finish.
Okay.
I guess I'll be nice and give it a 2.
Okay. All right. All right. Steven, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, again, like Coriander said, some of the same issues we've talked about already, but just to clarify real quickly, muting Jamie for half the movie, I just did not like that as part of the story. Now, on the other hand, I enjoyed seeing Loomis become unhinged because she wouldn't talk to him.
Right.
He's like, literally, I think if there had been no nurses or supervision, I think he would have been literally picking her up and just shaking her against the wall. I would have seen him do that, but yeah. And again, we now, not on, to be fair, 6 hadn't come out yet, obviously, when 5 came out. So we're looking back with the whole catalog. But when you saw the thorn symbol at the time, we didn't know what it meant. We had no idea.
Yeah, I thought it was Georgie's sailboat.
I mean, well, that's funny. And then we see this man in black, mysterious figure, and he's got the same symbol on his arm, wrist or whatever.
Right.
And that was intriguing at the time. I'm like, what is this?
I was cool with it when I first saw it.
Yes, me too. And, I'm trying to be fair to 4 to 5 and not use the lens of 6 and looking back, because that's really not fair to this one movie.
Right.
So
It's hard though.
It is hard to do, but of course
hard.
but here's the thing, and that's what we do all the time with these types of streams or Battle World or whatever. It's like we want to try to just take the category as it is, take the movie as it is. If we're comparing movies to another, we just take them as they are. If one has an advantage or not, it is what it is. So definitely that's how I want to approach this. It's just basically this movie, because again, things can change when you continue a franchise for any film, good or bad. So we don't want that to really influence.
Right. And it is hard, but I'm trying my best to really just think of it like that. So, but it's still not great. I think the writing, I think it could have been a much better story. So I'm gonna go with and again, it's mostly for Loomis. I'm gonna go with a 2 on the story.
Okay. All right. Okay, we got you down for a 2. All right. JT, how about you?
Yeah, you can tell this one was a little bit rushed, which Michael was. He didn't come back till 7 years later, right? So it was like at first Rachel died, and you got that what? So it's kind of you're shocked, but at the same time you're like, oh, well, how's this going to play out now, right? And then you got Loomis unhinged and Danielle mute and Tina and the cops, and it's like it started with like that Price is Right game, like and just falls straight down, right? It does.
I know which one you're talking about too.
The yodeling one.
Yes. I love that one.
And you wanted to stop, but he won't.
Yes.
But when you see the tattoo, but what got me when I was pretty much done was the jail scene. For some reason, they let him wear his mask. Don't know why.
I know.
Great writing in that.
I know.
But it's like there are some good things, but it's like it's like the writing and the story of it. You kind of want to get behind it, but you can't because you're kind of like confused. Like, what's going on? Where are we going? So that being said, it is a 2.5 for me.
Okay.
And Loomis helped with that. I think a lot of us are going to say Loomis on this movie.
Yeah. Yep. Very much so. All right. Sarah, how about you?
I mean, based on my scores for Mythology and Michael, you can probably tell where this is going. I won't repeat myself, but essentially the 2 main reasons are just like there's just too much going on. There's too much going on. It's like they couldn't pin down a story. Bad character choices were made, and I do not like the supernatural aspect. So the story is like it's like a 1.5 for me. They could have made it so much better. Like they had the foundation of coming out of 4 with strong characters. They could have done something like really great, and I think they really missed with the story, and it kind of screwed them up going forward.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we'll put you down for a 1.5. And hey, we got Scott about to head on out, saying I'll catch the replay tomorrow. Catch the rest. Have a great night, everybody. Have a good night, Scott. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here. All right. For me, when I think about the story, I agree. I think you said it, JT. This was rushed. This was a year after The Return of Michael Myers had come out. So it was rushed. You could tell that, obviously, when we talked about Dominique and his choices as a director, just some really odd choices. Again, I think they kind of chopped their legs out from underneath of them, because by making Jamie mute, that kind of took away some possible, and I'm sure there would have been some great moments for Danielle Harris. But I also think that directly affects Michael, because this movie could have had more than just, that confrontation near the end. There could have been another confrontation earlier in the film, which of course amps up everything. So I just think there were some choices that were Not the greatest. Obviously, we talked about Rachel as well. That was a horrible choice, and I didn't like that. So when I think about the story of Michael coming after his niece, and she's mute, and she doesn't have her sister there to help her anymore, and you have Tina stepping in, it just doesn't work for me as much as it could have. You know what I'm saying? Because you still have Loomis.
Yeah.
And I think Donald Pleasance was fine. But unfortunately, he can't hold up the whole thing. So I'm going to also go with a 2 for story.
You know, Knight, you mentioned something there, kind of, I guess I never thought of it this way, but what they essentially did was eliminated Rachel in the first 15 minutes.
Yep.
And they were trying to, in essence, replace Ellie Cornell with, or I'll just use the character name, replace Rachel with Tina, as if Tina is an upgrade over Rachel. And she's not. I mean, like her as a character was fine, but there was no connection with Jamie. Those two were not on the same. Like with Rachel, you could see it, you felt it, like they were really together. You know, they didn't. And so I don't understand, like as a writer and a director, because he co-wrote the movie. Like, when do you sit around and say, "Hey guys, let's eliminate the number one person that's connected to Jamie, and we're gonna put this other person in her place"?
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
they did a Scream 5 with Dewey.
Well,
well,
yeah, I mean,
actually, no, they didn't even do that, because at least David had a lot to work with before he got killed.
They got about half the movie. Yeah,
they didn't give Ellie anything. You know,
they wanted to kill her brutal with scissors down the throat,
right? And they didn't even do that. Yeah. I mean, she's in a shower, half naked. She's putting on clothes while Michael is literally 3 inches away from her, waving in the back. And it's like, no, Rachel was portrayed as smarter than that in 4. So in 5, you got Michael is in a coma, Jamie is mute, Rachel gets killed in the first 4 minutes. It's like, what are you gonna do? You know, that's the thing that really is really almost want to.
And that Doberman sucked.
Further down.
I used to have a Doberman. Let me tell you something. Yeah. Yeah, it's like she didn't really listen to the dog, because the dog was telling her, like, yo, girl, yo, somebody's out there. Oh, you need to go outside? No. Well, fine. You're going to die. Get me out of here.
Right.
And that's another thing. Since when does Michael let dogs live?
Yeah, I know. He always eats them.
Yeah.
Kills them and eats them. I guess he don't like Doberman. They're too big. It's like, come over and trying to strangle me, big boy.
Maybe
no, it's too tough, man.
Yeah, there you go, Care.
There you go.
Too gamey. It's too gamey.
Yep. All right. So we got Lars saying, I like the story. I'm going with a 2.5. Okay, Lars, we're going to put you
Michael
down
went vegan because the mass is a little thin.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. And we got Ben coming in with a 2. All right, Ben, we're going to put you down for a 2. Val saying for story 2.5. The story just started to go downhill for me with the family connection thing. Okay. All right. So we've got a 2.5 for you, Val. Let's put that down. And then we got Rachel. She's coming in saying, I think I would go with a 2 for the story. It just wasn't all that engaging for me. Okay. So Rachel, we got you down for a 2. Okay. Very cool. Let me just make sure I'm caught up with everybody in the chat. Okay. And we got Tabata. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well, man. Okay. All right. So we've got 7 categories down, and we got 3 to go. All right. So next up, Steven, this will be for you starting us off. Let's see where we end up.
Okay.
Oh, man.
There it is. There it is.
There we go. Our system.
Here we go.
And I get to start this mess. Okay.
Yeah, let's go for it, man.
All right.
We did this for 4, right? Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go, man.
Well, let me tell you this. I've always been very upfront in these Halloween fests and discussions at other times about masks that I most masks in these films never distract me. Like, it's just me personally. They don't. I know some people really it bothers them, and I'm cool with that. But I've never been one where a mask really like makes me not enjoy the movie. You know, but I will say this: Rob Zombie's 2. Okay, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go with that.
The
That wasn't even
non-mask.
there wasn't even a mask anymore. Yeah.
Right.
But that's an exception. So, but for this one, if I'll say this, if you ranked, and I'm saying you in general terms, if you, yeah,
He don't have dreams. He has movies,
bro. Look, if you voted the Halloween 4 mask low, then I expect you to be consistent, because this is worse than Halloween 4's mask, in my opinion. This mask, first of all, every time it shows Michael from behind, you see the flap hanging out over here. And I'm like, what is up with this mask flap sticking out in the back? It's like, that's a little distracting.
He was being a rebel.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of his hair, right?
Right.
He had longer hair.
He had longer
probably
hair.
Braided. So,
it was more like, it looks more like an alien. It's the way it's long and stretched out. It's like somebody just, like somebody kind of grabbed it and stretched it really far.
He's balding also.
He is balding. But the flap thing really gets to me in the back. So grading just the mask only is what we're supposed to do. It's probably my least. This is probably outside of Zombies 2, which I don't even really recognize those films. But outside of Zombies 2, this is probably my least favorite mask in the film, in the franchise. So this mask to me, and here's okay. Look, I gotta ask a question, and then I'll move on. Before I grade it, how is it that he's got the Halloween 4 mask when he goes down to when he gets into the water,
right?
And then after a year, it turned into this? Like, it literally
like OJ's gloves that shrunk, man.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
You must.
I mean, I don't know what happened here, because that's supposed to be the same mask from 4, and it's clearly not. So, so my grading for Mr. Myers on his mask is a 1.5, because Zombies is the worst. Zombies 2.
Yes.
So that would get a 1. So
well, let me just.
So you're going. Okay, so that one.
Well, okay, hold on. So you're going to 1.5, right?
I am.
Okay. Now let me just real quick. I want to jump to the chat. Jeff had a really interesting one saying this is not the worst mask. It is bad, but it's not the worst. I give it a 2.5. He says H2O and the blonde Michael and 4 is the worst. Now let me just say this: the blonde Michael Myers mask is worse than this, in my opinion. We talked about that.
Well, because they lost the original.
4. Right. Yeah. No, we know that. But I'm just saying, if we look at all the masks, and that does include the blonde mask, that is definitely worse than this.
I didn't think about that one.
The CGI mask is definitely worse than this. I've got my own issues about how Rob Zombie handled the mask in his second film, but I just wanted to throw that out there from Jeff, because that was really interesting, and he brought up some things that to have people think about too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm changing my score.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Because I didn't think about that one little scene with the blonde mask in 4. I'm going to give it a 2 now.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go up just a tad. Yep.
Okay. All right.
And I'll rest there.
He said, I'll rest there. Okay, man. All right. JT, how about you, man?
No, this was some bullshit. I mean, this is a Whoville mask. And here's the thing about what Jeff said. How long did he wear that in the scene? How long did he wear this in the movie? This is the worst mask in the franchise.
The flaps. You see him there.
Flaps.
I mean, it's the worst. It doesn't look like Michael. He's not scary at all. and we forget the cover of the movie. It's the 78 mask, so we all got bamboozled because when you don't want to talk about the other films, but it's like, okay, where's that mask? Because
I know.
I know what this is. Wish.com, Michael. I don't like this mask. I know everybody said the blonde mask. To me, my opinion is the worst mask ever. I'd rather have him that hobo mask in the Camaro, because that was scarier than that damn mask. I'm giving it a 1.
Okay,
straight up 1.
Okay,
I loathe this mask. I'm done.
Okay, Sarah, how about you?
Hashtag no flaps.
Hashtag no flaps. Hashtag cut your hair, hippie.
Oh God!
Wait, what did you just say?
He said no flaps.
No flaps.
What was the other one?
He called him a hippie.
Hippie.
Oh, okay. I thought he said something else.
All right.
No,
Sarah, how about you?
So I'm falling kind of somewhere between Steven and JT, because here's the thing. I know that the blonde mask and the CGI masks are canon masks, but they are on screen for like a second.
Yes.
Right.
Like you barely see them. Like he's wearing this the whole movie. So
That's
when
right,
I think about ranking masks, I don't even really consider personally the CGI and the blonde one because they're just,
if you blink, you miss them. Really,
they're mistakes. Like they're mistakes, right? So,
right.
But similar to what Steven was saying, masks don't like make or break the movie for me. And honestly, if we're talking about the franchise, I think the franchise has more bad masks than good masks.
Yeah.
But I will say that, again, excluding CGI and Pink, because in my personal canon, they're mistakes, so they don't count. This is tied for last place for the worst mask, and it's this and Rob Zombie's 2, which is it's so bad. I hate that you can see the face. I will not
like that.
go off on a tangent on how bad that is, but this is tied with it. So kind of like Steven said, I'd rather watch a whole movie with this goofy thing than Rob Zombie's half ripped off thing.
Absolutely.
So
I don't know, dude. That's a tall order, because at least that one, he was scary.
No, he wasn't. You could see his face.
Yeah, that's the whole point about it. It's like, that's the thing. Like when he took the mask off, Don, he looked just like the mask. So you didn't even know he was actually wearing the mask when he took it off with Day in Hell. When he took it off, it like same nose and everything.
No, stop it! Oh my God,
I can't go there with you, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, I think the H2O mask was fine because of how he was portrayed. He was out in the wilderness. What do you think was going to happen? If they remade 5, they would do the same thing with his mask, because he was locked up for a year out in the wilderness in a cabin.
Yeah.
Guarantee they probably done the same thing with him.
Well, let me just say this, because when we did Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, we had some really interesting conversation about that, and of course, that's been a big thing I've talked about for a long time with how he's portrayed. The whole idea of the hobo thing, and let me just say this, for you guys that are our channel members, definitely check out the community tab, because I actually put up a poll to see what movie people would like to see me do next for my Why You Hate series, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is in the lead. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah,
Zombies.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But
Zombies
the mask,
2.
the thing for
and I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah, to defend the mask, it really got ripped.
Yes,
so,
it did get ripped.
So somebody ripped the mask, and then that's like, okay, then, but yeah, it's like, I don't know, that's the worst. Is it this one? No.
You're all right, man.
That's why I love these things.
Yeah. All right.
So long story long, I can't give this one a 1 because I think Rob Zombie's 2 ripped mask is worse. So I'll have to give this one a 1.5.
Okay, 1.5. Okay, Sarah. Okay, Coriander, how about you?
So I think I'm gonna give this balding Nicolas Cage mask, a 2.
A 2.
Okay.
All right. Now listen. Let me just get ready here. This mask, it really sucks, man. It really sucks. I hated this mask as a kid. Hated this mask as a teenager. I hate this mask as an adult. I'm gonna hate this mask as a senior citizen. It just looks horrible. It really, really does. And I don't. And this is what I don't understand. And I don't want to rant too long because I've talked about these types of things many times. But it's 1989. I know that they rushed the production, but I don't understand how they didn't sit back and say to themselves, you know what, we got to do something with this mask to make it look better. You know what I'm saying? To make it look at least a little bit closer to the mask in 4.
Right.
Yeah.
You should have. Yeah.
You know, and I've said this a bunch of times, and I know some people might roll their eyes, but that's exactly why with this current trilogy, I give them so much credit and so much props that they took the time for the little things like those details of the mask, you know, and how they lit the mask. They would spend hours to set up a shot of James Drew Courtney in the mask so that he would look right in the mask. You know what I'm saying? How the light would hit him. And he looks great all throughout all 3 movies. You can say what you want about them. We're going to be getting to them soon, but Michael looks great in all 3 movies.
It's consistent.
It's consistent too.
Yeah,
and I just don't understand. I just don't understand why they didn't think to themselves, Michael is the focal point.
Yeah.
He's got to look good or at least look better than he did. So for me, just like what I talked about with Steven for Halloween 4, this mask, I hate it. This is getting a 1. And if I could,
right there with you, brother.
If I could,
I would buy this
0.5.
mask just to burn it. I ain't shitting you. I ain't shitting you. I thought about it. Like, just making a video. This is what I think about the mask.
Yes.
I mean,
It's
think
like-
about this, man. Think about this.
Yeah.
This is happening. This mask is 1 year after 4.
Yeah.
Halloween ends is 4 years after Kills, and the mask still looks the same.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like,
They got better warehouses, apparently, buddy. It's like, where the hell is these masks going? You're talking about a year.
Just 1 year, and not only that, he wasn't wearing it either, because it was. Remember, he had to go take it up off the wall or whatever.
That's right.
So
That's
it's
right.
like, dude, what happened to that mask from 4 in a year? It literally transformed.
It did transform. It did. So look, Ben saying the mask was trash. He's going with a 1. We got Rachel saying the deranged witch mask, a 1 for me. So we're gonna put both of you guys down officially in our score keep, 1 apiece. Val is saying, she says 1.5. Doesn't even look like a Michael mask. Just horrible hair, face. It's all wrong. Okay.
Yeah, show that picture again where you see that side view of him. Show that picture if you can. Yeah, see, he looks like he should be in the cast of Witches. Right there. Straight eyebrows all up. It's like, what the hell was they thinking?
Oh man. Rachel says get Michael a comb. Yeah.
Give him a pick. Something.
A big. Oh, no.
That was good. You're all right. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So
I think if the mask was better, I think the movie would have been a little bit better.
I agree. There were some great moments. Man. That whole barn scene, the chase with Jamie at the end of the confrontation
when he's
with
holding
Loomis.
I love that shot, but the mask, man. If you imagine like the 78 mask on him, dude.
I've actually seen a couple of people that did that. They put the old mask on him in that scene, and it looks great.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
It looks great.
Man.
Yep.
No, we got that.
I don't know what they were thinking, man. I don't know
Top
what
tip,
they
folks. Don't rush your movies.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Let's see. And Lars, if you have a score for the mask, let us know. I don't know if you put that in the chat. If you guys see that, let me know. I don't actually see Lars in there, but
yeah,
Lars,
he
if
says
you do,
the mask is probably the worst or damn close, so I'm gonna go with a 1.
okay. Yep. Thank you, Sarah. So we're going with a 1 For Lars, we're going to put you down officially. Okay. Very cool. Awesome stuff.
Star Wars always puts stuff in the movies later. Why can't they just like CGI a new mask on him now?
Wait a minute now. Don't say CGI.
I'm just saying.
They already went down that
make it look believable. I mean,
look at that. Look at that. Go back to that night. Look at
Loomis ain't even looking at him. It's so bad. It's like, I'm not looking at you, Michael.
But I want you to pay attention. Look at the flaps on the right. Look at those flaps. They're like mud flaps.
Neck muscles.
Mud flaps on a truck. Look at the truck.
Look at the flaps. That's great. Oh Lord.
His wings.
You guys are all. Hey, look, Ben knows what's up. He said, "Warning, CGI mask." You know what's up.
Back then, H2O technology sucked, but now the thing they do with Marvel, they can do something with Michael.
Right. Exactly. Lars saying exactly. The mask is not the main thing. It's all about Michael and his demeanorism. There you go. And that's the thing. It's a good thing that they had Don Shanks, who had some really good physicality, because otherwise this would have been
brutal.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, it would have been absolutely brutal. He saved it. He saved it with his physicality. Okay, so we've got 8 categories down. We've got 2 more to go. And JT, we're going to be having you start off on this one. We're looking for our 9th category. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, okay, so now listen, what was really interesting when Steven and I did Halloween 4, this category technically was plural, because we said final girls, because it was Jamie and Rachel technically. But in this film, in my opinion, you can talk about what you think, JT, but in my opinion, this is
Danielle.
Jamie. This is Danielle.
So Jamie.
Yeah. So what do you think about Jamie Lloyd in this film in total and as a final girl? And what's the score that you want to give her?
Well, I didn't like when she was mute. But I think it's when you're younger, but when you get older, it's like, okay, because you know the film by now, right? But when the chase scene in the house, and even in the woods, and Michael, it's like, who was it? Was it Megan Good that said she was the youngest 40-year-old that she ever met because she was so good an actor? So she was she was a good final girl. I mean, she beat Michael. I mean, that's the whole thing is he didn't get her. So for Jamie, and even though the beginning was a little rocky, I'd give her a 3. I think she deserves a 3.
Okay.
Late start, but I think it was a good finish, pretty good finish.
Okay. All right.
Especially when she was crying and it cuts to the credits or the jail cell blown up and she's still crying saying no, that was that can get you.
That's a great point, man. I didn't even really think about that. I remember when I first saw that, I really felt for her because I was just like, oh my God, like he's escaped. What's going to happen to this little girl who's defied the odds? She's beaten the boogeyman twice. What's going to happen to her? And of course, they totally wasted her character in 6, but that's another story. That's another story. But you're right.
Oh man.
But Danielle was great even in that final moment. You could see the fear on her face when she walked through the
that
jail.
Was really a final girl.
Yeah,
like a final girl moment right there. Because now she crying. You like you said, you just imagine like, all right, he's out there, and then it just goes to credits. So now you're like, what's gonna happen?
That's right.
So yeah.
Yep. All right. And real quick, Sarah, before I get to you, Rachel's coming in saying, "Okay, Jamie, I love Jamie, but they really didn't take advantage of 4's ending, and her character ends up a bit wasted. A 2.5 for me." Okay. We got you down for a 2.5, Rachel. Ben coming in saying Jamie rocks that laundry chute. He's going with a 3. Okay. All right, Ben. We got you down officially for a 3. Sarah, what do you think?
I kind of am agreeing with what Rachel said, but also with what JT said. Like, if they had started her off earlier, like if she wasn't mute, if we got like a full Jamie, my score would be higher because she's a little girl, but she's like very resourceful. She's very brave. Like when you think about what she's going through, she's survived twice. I don't care if people say like she's beaten him or whatever, but like she's survived the situation as a little child twice when he's taken out like all of these like full grown adults. Like I love her, but she was kind of wasted in this movie. So I can't give her as high as I want to give her. So I would probably have to give her like a 3.
Okay.
Like it could have been better, and that hurts me.
She was smart, man, because she stopped it when she said uncle.
Yeah.
It's like she knew that would stop Michael.
She had smarts.
Smart little girl. Like,
yeah.
I would have given her like a 4 or a 4.5, but just the beginning, the way she was like written was just like, right? You know what I'm saying? We've all talked about it.
She got him to take off that hideous mask too. Just saying, let me see, and he just does it.
Yep.
He don't even do that for Loomis.
That's right. Real quick too, let me just also, and I haven't done this in a long time, I probably should have, but if you haven't hit the like button, guys, please do. I'm not sure where we are. I don't know, Sarah, if you could let us know where we're at.
Yeah, I'll check.
But if you guys have not hit the like button, please do. It really helps to support us. And I know we've had a lot of folks jumping in and out. And we got Lars also, who comes in with a 1 for Final Girl. Wow. A 1. Wow. Now, just a comparison. Okay, we're at 52. Okay, thank you. Just for comparison, Stephen, when we did Halloween 4, the Final Girl category, we gave a 5. So that was interesting. That was interesting. Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you? Where are we going to go for you for Final Girl?
So she starts out low for me. And yeah, I am in a total agreement with a 3. So
okay. All right, we're gonna go with a 3. Okay, Stephen, what do you think? Where are we gonna go from where we left off in 4?
Yeah, man, I think 3's a pretty good score in my opinion. I think again, she could have done more if they had written more for her in half the movie.
Right.
Having her just trying to force out. I mean, I think she did really good with what she had to do. I mean, even when she was mute and she was, struggling to communicate, I thought she did good. Like I wasn't like, oh my gosh, please. I was like, oh dang, man. It was believable for me. So I'll give her credit for that. That's half the movie. And again, we've all said it, child actors are tough. It's tough, man. And she was wonderful, absolutely wonderful in this role in 4 and 5. And so anyway, for 5, though, I'm going to give her a 3. It would have been higher if she'd have been able to talk for the first half of the movie.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. For me, you guys made great points, and the only thing I would add to that is the fact that I think that her charisma, Danielle Harris has a lot of charisma in this role. She really embodied this child, and although I wasn't a fan of them muting her because I wasn't able to enjoy, some of the dialogue, and she's just so adorable, so you don't have as much of that with words, but physically, I felt her pain, not being able to talk and the fear. And so she did a lot of great work, even though she was mute. I didn't necessarily like it as a story arc. But if I just look at her performance as the final girl, I think she hit a home run with what she was asked to do. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And, even though the other night in 4, for me and for you, Stephen, obviously we went with 5s. I can't go with a 5 because of some of those story choices. And I don't think she was allowed to grow as much as she could have after the events of 4. They pivoted away from her either becoming the killer or doing some killing or whatever. They did the same thing with Tommy Jarvis and Friday the 13th. It's kind of like you guys, you get to that that line in the sand and then you jump backwards. It would have been interesting to see them play with that a little bit more. Maybe they just didn't have enough ideas on how to make it realistic.
That was the script they threw away.
or that was the one they threw away. So it's too bad, but I still love her in this, and I'm going to actually go with the 3.5. I'm going to go with a 3.5 because I think for what she was asked to do, she still did a great job. And, especially that third act. So you're talking about the last, whatever it was, 35 minutes. I thought she was fantastic. And that chase through the laundry chute, man, I'll never forget the first time I saw that. And I still enjoy that scene today. So I'm going to go with 3.5. We got Val coming in with her official score saying Final Girl 4. Tough little girl in this movie. All right. Okay, Val, we're going to put you down for 4. Thank you so much for scoring along with us. And real quick, too, in the chat, we got Jeff coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate you, man. Seriously. Saying, I have to admit, that final scene at the end where Jamie is alone in the jail cells open and you don't know where Michael is. Yes. Yes, that was a great scene, man, because you didn't know what was going to happen. And you said it really well, JT. I mean, she sounded so deflated, so scared. And I remember just thinking to myself so much, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And, kind of like how the ending of 4, now obviously the ending of 4 is better.
Yeah.
And more weighty and more emotion and all of that. But I think this ending for 5 in a vacuum of itself, not thinking about Curse, but just for 5, I think it was a really good ending. And again, her saying no, it was I felt so bad for that little girl. I really did. All right. Jeff, thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate you. And seriously, it means a lot to us. So let's do a clip. And maybe we should do one that we've kind of alluded to. I know that I think Ben wanted to see this one earlier. So let's do it, man. You know what? Sometimes you just got to have fun wherever you are. And this is what it looks like.
Heavy. Now listen.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The crossover you never thought you'd see. But you see how he's just like going down the river. It's like, oh my God. Oh,
I know,
man.
it's hilarious.
Yes. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Now I want to make sure. Now Lars, Lars is going with a 3.5 for Final Girl. Beginning was tough, but I'll give her a 3.5. Okay, so we're gonna put that down officially. Okay, we got a 3.5. Very cool. Let's see. Let me catch up to these guys a little bit. Rachel saying it's been fun, guys, but I got to run. We'll watch the full replay later. Okay. Thank you so much, Rachel. We appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Okay. All right. And yeah, Ben, that's a good clip. Okay. Yes, Lars, we got 3.5 down for you for Final Girl. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's go back to the wheel. Looking for our 10th category. And let's see where it ends up. I'll start this one off. And man, I'm really curious to see which one it's going to go on. Uh-oh. Ooh. Okay. All right. Worst scene. Okay, so now this is going to be just a talking point. We're not going to give a score to this, but what we're going to do just real quick, have you guys just tell me what you think is the worst scene or the scene that you obviously are not a big fan of. I can tell you this really, really easily.
Me too.
It is.
Probably, I think us three is going to have the same thing.
Listen, man, you guys know.
Maybe
first of all,
4.
I'm not a fan of this mask, but you know what? I'm not a fan of even more is the fact that when you capture Michael Audrey Myers and you actually put him in a jail cell, he still not only has his mask on, but he is sitting there singing the blues, looking like he just lost his favorite dog, And I'm thinking to myself, what are we doing here? What are we doing now? And again, I know some folks, because some folks are really hard on the trilogy. They might roll their eyes, but think about this, guys. Granted, he didn't have the mask, but when they showed Michael in the beginning, James Jude Courtney, he was incarcerated, but he didn't look like that. Okay, like there's ways that you can show a character in that situation, but still he has his dignity. He still looks menacing. He still looks like the boogeyman. You know what I mean? Think about that.
Back and forth. Like
that's and
I'm gonna get these some bitches. I swear to God.
He was playing with it. He was playing with the chains on his cuffs. Like he's like, oh man, like he's counting like those
real kid
beads.
Gloves. Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing, guys? Like you guys are making so many bad choices. We got a house that's bigger than a town. We know the Myers house is not that big. The only time that it's bigger is in Resurrection when he has a whole like country underneath the
dungeon.
House. What are we doing, guys? You guys are making. I mean, seriously, like we don't watch these movies. It's like, come on, guys. But anyways, that's my worst scene. I ranted. I'm sorry, but that's my worst scene. Michael Myers in jail, looking like he lost his dog. Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah, it's the ending, but for a different reason. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I do not like the Cult of Thorn, so I hate that the ending is really what like set that up. I'm like, we didn't need to end like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good point. Good point. Coriander, how about you?
Jeez.
She said, "Jeez."
Worst scene.
If there is, I mean, if there's not, that's fine.
No, probably with those damn cops and the music. It's like that's just ridiculous, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Steven, how about you?
I have to go with Uncle Michael crying in the attic. I just have to. It's just, I can't. I can't go there, man. Sorry. I mean, look, I'm all about sharing, showing your emotions, and you guys know how I am. But this is Michael Myers. This is the Shape.
Right.
All right. This isn't one of us. So, no, I'm sorry, but it's the crying scene.
Okay. Yeah. All right. JT, how about you?
I could easily say the cops, especially when, somebody's dressed like Michael Myers and they're like, hey, knock it off. It's like, come on, shoot him. That could be Michael, right? But no, it's the self thing when he's rocking. I think his weakness is metal, because you think about it, like he was sitting there, limits threw a chain on him and all his powers went away. And then he's handcuffed. He can't do nothing about it. Rob Zombie's, a remake, he was handcuffed, couldn't do nothing about it. It's like something with metal with Michael. He just like, oh, I forgot that I'm so strong. But yeah, the jail cell when he's rocking. Yeah. Like, no. But it gets good with Danielle, with Jamie was saying no. It's like,
she saves it. She saves it, man. Randy saying Michael shedding a tear. Yeah, there you go. Clown That's cops. And Jeff, good point. Cookie Woman, that was a tough scene too. That was bad.
Oh,
he cooked.
I was gonna say
who she was. Oh, over here. It's like,
I was gonna say all of the psychic vision scenes, but I thought that would be cheating.
Yeah, that was a bad one. That was really bad. Okay, all right. So let's take that out. Let's see. Let's see what we get. See what we can get for the 10th category. We still got a couple more here that could be really good. Oh, that might be one. Ooh. We might be able to save this thing. We might be able to save it. Okay, the kills in this film, how they're done, how he goes about them, and so forth. Sarah, what do you think about the kills in this film?
I like them. Like there's nothing that's like spectacular that really stands out. Like there's some other entries in this franchise that I could rattle off, like kills that I think are amazing and talk about them for a while. This one doesn't have that, but they're not bad. Some are worse than others. Like stabbing Rachel with a pair of scissors does nothing for me. but like the pitchfork in the barn is fun. Like, I go back and forth, so I think it kind of evens out. So I'll give them a 3.
Okay, we got a 3. Okay, Coriander, how about you?
So yeah. I'm gonna go like a 2.5.
Okay, we got a 2.5. All right. Steven, how about you?
Yeah, I think for the Halloween franchise as a whole, these kills were nothing like Sarah said, nothing spectacular, but there were some still good ones. So I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna probably say 2.5. That's right in the middle.
Okay. All right. JT, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, Rachel, Barn, good. Saith, good. Even the off kills with the cops, one of them, he carved a jack-o'-lantern like into his face. You know, that I like that one. So I'm going to give him, and the claw. Michael killed Michael. You know, it's like he scratched his car. I'm like, oh, and then boom.
Yeah.
And he's just right in the face. I'll give him a 3. I think 3 would be fair.
Okay. All right, a 3. You guys made good points. Obviously, there's highs and there's lows. It kind of goes back and forth. And but I do think the good kills, they were done pretty well, and they stand out a little bit. Like I said, the whole barn scene was great. Even when he comes to the house at the end, or should I say the mansion, and he kills that cop, it's some good stuff. So I would probably, this is a challenging one. I think I'll go with a 3, man. I really liked the barn scene. That one always got me as a kid. That was really, really fun.
Yep.
So I think I'll go with a 3 as well. What was that, Steven?
No, I said it was. I was agreeing. It really was. That the whole barn scene is one of the highlights of the movie for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. It was a good scene.
It was a slow burn once it started because, even the boyfriend dressed up as Michael again, as a joke and whatever. But yeah, once they began the act of getting very close to one another, Michael's like, no, I'm done. No more.
Right.
Done.
Yeah.
He's like, stop the press.
That's
Even
it.
6, man, they almost recreate it in a way because he's in a barn with Jamie.
I know.
And he's like in the shadows and everything. So it's kind of like, but that one is good, but we're not talking about that movie.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like,
yeah. But no, you're true. You're right though. Let's see. Ben is coming in with a 3. All right. So we're going to put you down for a 3 officially. We got you down for 3. Val, I'm not sure if you've already voted or not. I don't see it, but feel free to. Yeah, I don't see it.
Well, what this movie is, it's almost like, you don't want to say realistic, but anybody can really do the kills he did. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's not like 4 with a shotgun through the wall, through somebody's body. It's like, okay, come on. But this was really like somebody just put a mask on and just do what he did. So if you think it that way, it's somewhat kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, it was some good moments. It really was. I think maybe more than any other film, it really has that back and forth. It has some really good moments, but then it has some moments that just make you go, "What?" You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why, and I'm just talking about for me. I think that's why it's always kind of been in that middle zone. I mean, I can still enjoy it. Yeah, I can still enjoy it for what it is. Like Steven says, the mask, although I don't like the mask, I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah. All your frustration got out. You ran about it. It's like, okay, I can see past the mask now. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So it's interesting as a film in this franchise. Lars is coming in saying 2, I guess. All right, we'll put you down for a 2. Okay. All right. So those are our 10 categories, guys. We got through it.
Wow.
We did
Nice.
yeah, we did the directing, the sound design, the it factor, the mythology, the characters, Michael, the story, the mask, the final girl, and the kills in the film.
Nice.
So pretty interesting. These are some varied scores. Looking at it, I'm going to tally these up at some point, and obviously we're going to have a final score for it, which will help us rank it in the franchise. It's interesting because we've got, yeah, it's really interesting looking at it. That's all I could say. So we'll see.
I can't wait to see what's
where it ends
next.
up. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, it's when we get this final list, it's going to be interesting. I'm so excited about that because I've never ranked a franchise like this, and
Mhm.
I haven't really seen it. I'm sure people have done it, but doing it this way with randomness, with specific categories, a scoring system, and also having others not only on a panel but in the audience too. So there's a lot of, in other words, and I don't know if I've ever explained it, but the reason I wanted to do this series is because if I just ranked it, it'd be, this movie, that movie, this movie, and it'd be based upon, it could be based upon nostalgia, it could be based upon what I like at the moment or whatever. But by doing it like this, we get a chance to take a breath, pause, and have a group effort that's basing everything by certain categories. And
you're hitting all the factors because it's always the kills, the mask, the characters, and usually like the environment. It's only usually 4 things they rank. And you're throwing you're getting 14 total. Nobody does that. Nobody really has patience to do that, in which they should, because it kind of shows you how much love you have for the franchise of what if you're doing this for Halloween and you have to do this for Friday 13th.
You know what? All I can say is this, and you know what? And you JT, you're right on the money. And Steven, we've been talking about this, and you know what? I'm so sad that Mayanne isn't here, because all I'm going to say is this: it's going to be really soon. You know what I'm talking about, Steven? I got one thing. I got one thing to play for you guys. Here it is.
Yeah.
All I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. We got really, really good stuff. We're planning. We're doing a lot of, prepping and building and so forth. So for you guys here, thank you so much for hanging out with us, first of all. But definitely stay tuned. Keep your eyes open on the front page of the channel. We usually try to put up the upcoming streams, at least a few days ahead of time, sometimes a week ahead. But we're going to have, some really cool announcements coming up. And I'm sure I can speak for JT and for Steven. We try to put those streams up as soon as we can, so you guys can, see it and hopefully plan to hang out with us if you choose to do so. So, all right. Cool. Well, we went through the 10 categories. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Again, we had the links in the chat. I've got the links, I should say, in the description for JT's channel, also for Steven's channel. Please make sure that you guys go to their channel, support them, show them some love, become a subscriber, hit the notification bell. And, between the 3 of us, I mean, we stream all the time throughout the week. So you'll have a really cool place to be, a really fun community to be a part of, where you can be yourself, feel heard, and have people that really can show caring about, caring for you, as all we are, horror fans. So I think it's really cool, man. It really is.
Because you're talking about Halloween. We're going to Haddonfield tomorrow.
Yes, you are.
Haddonfield Adventures. Right. It's gonna be fun. I think y'all are really gonna enjoy it. I really
can't wait, man.
I said, I think you saw it, but I said, man, I'm
ready to shoot him 6 times. Well, it depends on what you pick.
That's right.
That's right. So that's right. But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I can't wait to see it. So you guys make sure you get ready to hang out with JT and also Steven tomorrow night.
Yes.
And because I do it. Sarah, Coriander, all of us here that have been a part of this community, we really enjoy hanging out with each other and on each other's channels. And it's really cool, man. It really
It
is to
is.
have a connected community like we do.
Exactly, man. It's rare too. I think it's really neat when you go to we're here on the Night Watch Zone, and then we'll be at JT's channel, and then we'll be at my channel. And what you see is so many of the same people are in all of these streams. It's like it is a real community, and it's really cool because philosophically speaking, ideologies wise, in terms of how our channels are run, we are all three united in the environments that we want and the type of place it is where it's positive. We don't put up with, disrespectful people comments. They're handled quickly and really swiftly. Our moderators know that, and it's a place like Knight said, it's safe. You know, some people are afraid. I've had people message me before and say, other channels, I actually lie because if I tell how I really feel, they'll ridicule me.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that's horrible, dude.
It is.
It's like, get out of that community and come where you can be yourself. And all views are accepted as long as they're done respectfully. That's the only criteria. And man, it's just a beautiful community. And when I'm with Knight, like you said, like we go on each other's channels, it's like we're just taking the family over next door. You know, our next door neighbor, you know, JT's on one house and Knight's on this side, and I'm here.
I'm the opener for Steven. That's what I say. I'm the opener for Steven.
That's so funny. Because he comes on before me on Saturdays.
And I tell everybody, all right, let's go Steven's channel.
That's great. That's right. That is cool, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's fun.
Hey, look. Oh, no, go ahead, Steven. You can finish.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, you know, and yeah, although Sarah doesn't have a channel, she is in the inner circle, my friends. She's amazing. And you'll see Sarah when she's available, of course, on all of our channels. Also, moderating, commenting, really being actively involved in the community. And we love you, Sarah. I can say we because
we
do.
We do.
We
really
love
all of you. I'm always hanging out.
Of mods. So she's the mod, you know. We got her. We got the general.
That's right.
Y'all talk shit. Trust me, you'd be gone for weep and see it. Like what? But it's like he's talking some stuff. All right. The mods are good though. All of them are good. Yeah.
She's awesome. All of them are. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, look, for you guys in the chat, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. And for you guys tonight that just showed a lot of generosity and going to the next level and so forth, I really appreciate that. It really helps us out. But we also have some really cool things, including the rest of this series, and also when we do our giveaways. Lars is saying Friday, please, the best franchise of all time. Well, like I said, you're in a good place because we love Friday as well, and we're gonna have some fun with that, no doubt at all. So, again, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. Again, it helps to support us. We'd appreciate it. And also leave us some comments. You guys had a lot of great conversation going on. We couldn't get to everybody because there was a lot of conversation, but feel free to drop some comments. We can keep the conversation going, and you guys with each other. A lot of you guys are building a lot of great friendships, and that's what's great about this community. So we will see you guys next time. Make sure that you guys jump over to JT's channel tomorrow night and then to Steven's. And have a good night, and we'll catch you guys later. As always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.
Bye, guys. Murphy, baby.
Bye.
Yeah.